So first classes that were built in South Africa were for Afrikaners.
Okay.
Not black people. Because Rona black people were on both sides when they were fighting.
Okay.
In the media side, that's where it's like, get out, nigga, get out.
Exactly.
If you want mining,
exactly.
Your metallers, they are here. I
Zala.
get it.
Exactly. So one of the important lessons that I learned when I was at Vets Radio Academy is that when you are forming a strategy, there's this thing called PASTEL. Right. So PASTEL is politics, environment, social, technology, economy, and language. So those are like the most important factors you need to consider before coming up with a strategy of survival, whether it's business or individual. You know what I'm saying? So those are the things you need to look at. Okay, what are politics? What's the environment in regards to the media or my interests? A young template of how to get played on radio stations. So what you do is, if you have budget, there are several strategies, right? And you can be creative, and I'll use other people as examples as well. But a framework that works, right, is that you have a song.
Okay.
You make sure the video is dope. The other one, the master's right, is the actual sound of the song. So Risa takes care of the master's rights of the song. So when you register your song with Risa, you should be getting royalties for master's rights through Risa. And then for publishing rights, you get it through Samro, right? But broadcasters, we pay Samro to handle the Risa and the publishing rights. Are you still keeping up?
Yes. Are you with us, sir?
So basically, is that you registering with Samro and Risa, it's for you to get paid. It's not for you to get played by us. Do you understand? So now, whether your song is registered or not, if it's hot, I'll play it. If it's not registered, you're not going to get paid from it. If you are going to hire a manager and you don't know anything about management, you basically going to get screwed.
Okay. Let's start here. Okay. Let's start to what information should I have before I hire the manager? Before we get to the importance of the manager, right? So we can break it down a little bit.
So basically, it goes back to business.
Music business.
Learning music business, going to school for music business. Because it will break down what the responsibilities of a manager is. So that also when you hire a manager, you know what they'll be doing for you and your brand. You know what I'm saying? You're not just hiring somebody and you don't know what they're supposed to be doing.
When they're not delivering, you can't even call them out to say when are you not.
You can't make them account. So knowledge, and like I say, today it's much better than back in the day. You can go online and learn how to be a manager and just ask ChatGPT, AI. So it's easier today to be a manager than before.
Information is literally at the tip of our tips, actually.
But one thing I've noticed that the easier things get, the
harder.
The harder.
Hey, you.
But it's look, life is great. Because you must remember, if you're the richest man in South Africa, you see things before it happens. So this interview was complaining that he's having sleepless nights because of AI. So AI is going to change everything. So it's going to affect all his businesses, whether it's banking, whether it's manufacturing. So if it's going to affect his business like that, it also means an opportunity for us. I've traveled, but the most fun one was the Netball World Cup.
Yeah.
So how I got to work on Bedazzled, Mo, there's this friend of mine, Mo. We met through another shoot that we were doing for Channel O Top 50. We're doing Channel O Top 50 for year end. We were traveling to Mpumalanga, shooting some stuff there. There's that discrimination. How Fita in Joburg and you can't speak English. They're like, hey, Mukasi. Trust me, Nablaski was so most of the time. I get that. I want to go back. But also to their credit, Joburg is very diverse. You get like a lot of people coming from everywhere. So how Fita you know, we bump into each other in the streets. I could go to a pub, and they're performing there. They're like, here's this guy. They're like, we're not fit. When I'm busy performing here, when you don't play my song there, but you're busy playing Pakama there. You know what I'm saying? So it happens, but man, it comes with the turf, man. So you can imagine when you're working for your bigger stations, or even girls that wouldn't want to date me because they feel entertainment.
And you left IT, eh?
Exactly.
You left money.
I left IT for media. They feel like, when you've ruined your career, your life. There are prominent artists that died broke when you're going into the same thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right now, I can just send you a link here, YouTube, here, Bukete.
Yes.
And then you spend there another week, and the next week I'll send you 2 more. And then ask you questions. What did you learn from this book?
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? But there are fire books out there. My favorite being How to Win Friends and Influence People. Dale Carnegie, that's a masterpiece. The Alchemist.
I don't like The Alchemist. I feel like it's overhyped. I don't understand it.
You don't understand it?
Yeah, now that you're here, with The Alchemist, because now the way I took it is you are literally reading about somebody that's trying to find treasures, and it's just a consistent thing of searching. And I'm like, yee, guys.
Exactly.
What's the fuss?
Yo, what's driving on? What's the stuff? We're back again, driving it from the dusty streets of the Val to the global stage. This is Cavin'KulturePodcast. I'm your host, Umasi, and I'm driving it with
Radio_girl.
Oh, yes. And today we get to have one of our hotman, someone we'll look up to. He goes by the name of Thabo Ratsiane, a media professional with experience on TV and radio. He has worked with huge brands like Bonang. Yes, like Bonang. Hotman, your resume.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
I feel like I'm only starting. I'm only starting. I've been in the space for quite some time. And the crazy thing is, when I decided to go into the space, right? I was in the IT field, right? So originally I'm a gamer. So I grew up just playing games. Like a master, FIFA, or it's arcade games.
Right.
So originally I wanted to create games. So I followed that rabbit hole, got into programming, but I realized that there's no gaming bargain courses in South Africa. And I realized while doing IT and information system, computer science. When I started working for Telkom, that's when I realized, this is not where I want to be, because it was not like I wasn't doing anything related to gaming. Even though in hindsight, it has helped me in terms of my technical skills, grooming and building my technical skills. But at the time, I felt a bit depressed and left the whole IT space into the media.
So corporate was not for you.
Well, I like the fact you said you left that space because you started being depressed. A lot of people go through that. Especially our generation. Because sometimes we go to school to study something that we don't like, just to have a degree, just to impress our parents. You understand? So imagine if you don't have that mindset of switching your careers? That means you are stuck in that throughout the rest of your life.
And I think that's one of the important reasons of starting early. In terms of working. But now I was fortunate enough, my parents made sure, I never like stayed and sites in it. You know what I'm saying? So you guys are gonna have to excuse me. There are some words I have to use so to when I get excited.
We got you. Stress.
But my parents made sure I was always productive. So immediately after school, went into tertiary, and then immediately after tertiary, started working. So by the time I was 25, I had already worked, attempted my own business, which didn't work.
Okay.
That's when I started go VUT. At VUT FM, I was about 25. That's a long time ago.
So we're getting at VUT. What are we when we're getting at VUT? Are we a radio presenter?
I was a producer.
Okay, you started as a producer.
I started as a content producer, writing scripts. I didn't even know how to be a content producer or write script. I didn't even know what a running order is. I met this guy called Thabo Ratsiane, Tifa, still even my friend even today. Funny story, né? So how I got to radio, I used to make beats, I used to make songs. So go mathematics, Mr. Dipal, like I have songs with him, projects with him. Bumasi J, Sobo Chele, I have a number of songs. But then I started doing mixtapes with other guys. And this is a long time ago when it was not easy to make songs or even publicized. So after doing a couple of mixtapes, I needed to actually go out there and sell these mixtapes. Sell and market these mixtapes.
Like physically go.
Cassette. Exactly. So I submitted my mixtape called VUT.
Okay.
Yeah, that's when I found out about VUT FM, and it was a walking distance from Shop V, where I was staying at the time. So that's when I was exposed to radio and media, because I got into VUT FM. I was like, Mari, these things look like the studios that we used to record songs, man. There's mics, there's speakers. I want to know. Yeah, it's similar, man. I want to find out how I can get into this space. Plus, back then it was very hard. If you think recording and music is hard now, back then it was 10 times. Even IT. Modern generation will never know how lucky they are. You know what I'm saying? Today, information is galore. I mean, there's tutorials everywhere on YouTube. Data is cheap. Back then,
there was no data.
Even just getting content, like finding out what's happening somewhere. There's no Facebook.
That's how to do it yourself. Go to people.
Or buy a newspaper, because people like that would rely on newspapers for news.
And to produce like an afternoon show. So people in the morning, that they were used to do like the breakfast. They will finish the newspaper before
cover everything.
Before afternoon drive, everything would be covered. So at least, it made us grow in terms of being creative in content creation. And, fast forward to today, we have mobile phones. We can record and
email songs instead of going to the station to drop a CD.
Exactly.
So now you have briefly told us how you started sound engineering through VUT FM. Now, what's your position currently at VUT FM, and what's your job on daily basis for someone who doesn't know?
So just to correct you, sound engineering, I did it much later after I was in VUT FM. So
or you started with content producing.
And then so from content producing, I did my own show, and then 2017, that's when I went to Vets Radio Academy. So Vets Radio Academy, that's when I like took up studying in like basically radio production. And trust me, guys, one place where you will learn everything about radio and where they'll introduce you to big media houses. It's Vets Radio Academy. You know what I'm saying? And trust me, man, sometimes I didn't even pay the whole school fees, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hozama fella, guys.
Yeah.
I mean, in life you must fight, man.
Yeah.
You must fight. I didn't have enough money, but like I just registered the course and paid first month, and then made sure I aced it. So that when they ask me about money,
your results
my result will say,
Please,
that's how I did it. Even sound engineering, same thing. You know what I'm saying? Registration, application, first month, school fees.
School's full up.
We're very strategic.
But it helped me a lot. But since 2017, well, I've been studying ever since. Even though I don't go to physical institutions to study, but YouTube has been very resourceful in terms of finding information. There are courses, like certified courses on YouTube. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Today we even have AI where you can ask questions. So today I basically go on YouTube. If I don't understand anything, I pause it, go on ChatGPT, ask it, and then get information.
Yeah, understanding.
So it's so crazy today what you can learn in a short space of time. Even the TV industry. I didn't go to like an institution for it. There's a course online called Tomorrow's Filmmakers.
Okay.
It teaches you everything about film, whether it's sound or DOP or lighting or directing. That's how I learned it. So I paid 2,000. That one is an American course, so you can't.
I can't break it or some way.
So paid 2,000 for it, which is still very reasonable because if you go to Afghan and those spaces, it's crazy. It's like more for the 1,000.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So and in the film space or actually every space, people when they find out you don't know anything, it's not easy to get through, hey?
Yeah.
And they'll know when you haven't done like any course or if you are there's this thing, maybe it's a calabars. So when you are new on like a film set and they can see you don't know anything, they basically let you look for calabars, which it's something that doesn't exist.
Okay.
I get how less. How to be like, please find us a calabar.
Sure.
You'll go the whole day looking for calabar and you're the joke of the set. So that happened to me. Then after that, I was like, you know what? Let me go online. Found a course online. Did my research. Next time I was on set, I was the, I knew the lingo basically. So it also taught me how in every industry you go into, you need to know the lingo. There's no way you'll move in that industry if you don't know the lingo.
Sure.
I understand you telling us more about educating yourself and adapting to new technology and stuff. If you don't understand something on YouTube, you refer on AI, right? So how has the space of radio changed with the technology in your own opinion?
Let me tell you, one thing I learned, radio hasn't changed in terms of the technology side of it. We're still using radio. Okay, let me just remember my words first.
Yeah.
Electromagnetic waves.
Yes.
So radio uses the electromagnetic waves to transmit signal, and so that people can hear it. You know what I'm saying? So that is it. Now I'm getting technical, but basically. It hasn't changed in the last 100 years, and the radio industry is 100 years old, right? And what needs to change is the spectrum. That's the word I was looking for. The spectrum needs to change to digital. So once it changes from analog to digital, that means we'll have more radio stations, more TV stations, more cell phone networks, because the digital spectrum will allow more players to go in. At the moment, because we're still using the analog spectrum, it hasn't changed much. So even the advert spend is still kept within like certain radio stations. So basically, what I'm trying to say is that not that radio is captured, but it's still held by a certain group.
Still controlled.
It's still controlled through advert spending.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? There are radio stations that make 1 billion in 1 year.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And there are radio stations that can hardly make 500,000 in a year. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's all controlled through advert spending.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So in that regard, it hasn't changed much, but it won't be like that forever because inevitably technology will change everything. You know what I'm saying? So even though when it changes, there'll be more players. So a lot of people who are in radio right now need to equip themselves in being station managers, not just being behind the mic.
Yeah.
Because I know there's a perception, or if you are on radio, you need to be behind the mic. Till today, when I tell people I'm on radio, they're asking me what show am I doing?
I don't ask which position.
Exactly.
They think everything on radio is talent. Everyone on radio is talent.
Even on TV,
it's the same thing.
When you say you work on TV, like, what show are you presenting? Where are you acting? Like, no, I'm on the technical side. And there's so much opportunity, guys, behind the scenes doing the technical stuff.
Money, right?
Yeah.
And money.
Opportunities left, right, and center. And another problem we have as South Africans is Bubene Plus. Do you know the term Bubene Plus?
No. I do not.
You don't know? So Bubene Plus is somebody...
Bubene Plus. I have an idea.
Bubene Plus. Bubene Plus, it comes from, back in the day in the farms, right?
Yeah.
You used to have like people that worked on the field and some in the house. So people that worked in the field, there were some who used to leave the field to explore other farms. And there were those who used to be afraid to leave the farm.
Okay.
Yeah, Bubene Plus. Plus. You never learn anything when you don't leave the farm. You know what I'm saying? So the reason why you get like Nigerians who come from all the way
to the farm.
They come here in the Val and they succeed. One question: do you know any Nigerian that stays Kukas?
Never.
No.
Why is that? No. They're here to make money and they know.
Exactly. Even when they get here with no money, they don't go to gas.
They stay in town and find a way.
Why is that?
They got money already when they come here.
No.
Or they've got each other's back.
No, the economy.
Yeah.
How Mzansi structured, the economy is not Kukas. Okay. And if you understand the history of South Africa and Africa, you'll understand Kasi was or is concentration camps of apartheid. Yeah. So it was never meant to have economy. It was money was never intended to circulate Kukas.
That's why you'll only find one mall and nothing else.
Yeah, and smaller yana.
The thing, if body, it's just going to be one mall there. There's not going to be a lot of businesses, right? On the side. Nobody's going to be developing anything.
Exactly.
Even if you try, it's not going to grow. But the minute you take your shop, your anything to town, then it starts making sense.
Even the stores that you find in those complexes at Kukasi, you can't find Woolworths, you can't find Pick and Pay, you can't find...
To find it,
It's very hard to find.
Exactly.
Of a box at a shop, right?
Exactly. So
it's a thing with economy.
Yeah. Okay. So Thabong Mall will have a lot of people that visit it in a day. But Val Mall will make more money with less people visiting it. You know what I'm saying? So positioning yourself as well, whether it's career-wise or business-wise or anything, it's very important because you don't want to be looking for money where there's no money. It's like trying to fish where there's no fish. You know what I'm saying? So you need to know where the fish is at so that you can basically get fish. And I'm saying that to say that the media space in the VAR is small, but it's by design. In Joburg, it's big, but it's by design. So also you have to understand like the dynamics of South African history, where we come from. Because I can make you an example, just summarizing South African history, right?
Yeah.
Because I feel like our legends, Mandela, Sisulu, have played like an important role in shaping South African history.
Sure.
One thing that I admire about Mandela was that the whole TRC thing, Truth Commission.
Yeah.
I tell you how that helped us, through like forgetting our history and atrocities. So do you know what there are white cassis in South Africa, in white squatter camps?
No, I think the only thing we know of it's that one in Cape Town.
Yes.
Yeah. They're whole country, but not squatter camps.
In Gauteng, there are white townships and squatter camps.
Hey.
So how they came about, right?
Yeah.
If you know the history, the Anglo-Boer War. So Afrikaners first came to South Africa, right?
Yeah.
And then the English came after.
Okay.
So when the English came after, they took everything from Afrikaners. They took Cape Town from the Afrikaners, and Afrikaners had to leave Cape Town and come all the way from Cape Town to Gauteng.
Okay.
Come out as a community.
Yo.
So
sounds like a movie.
Exactly.
Like babies, daddies, moms, everyone's just walking.
Wagon.
Yeah.
They used to I forgot what they used to call them. But like so after they lost the second Anglo-Boer War.
A wagon is that thing
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So but so when they went through mountains, they had to take the wagons apart.
Dang.
And then after the mountains, put them back. It's crazy history.
Crazy business.
Yeah, but the point I'm trying to make is that once they reached this part of South Africa, they had the second Anglo-Boer War after Paul Kruger discovered gold in Johannesburg, and then what the English did, they didn't like squatter camps, concentration camps. So first cassis that were built in South Africa were for Afrikaners, not black people. Because Rona black people were on both sides when they were fighting.
Okay.
So what caused like quality between Afrikaners and us is that when they were defeated, remember they got here first, but when they got defeated, we were there and looking at them and assisting the English.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
We were the enemy.
So we became the enemy because now we were assisting the English. You know what I'm saying? So after they agreed with the English here in Vereeniging, so this place is significant in the sense that this is the place where the English and the Afrikaners got together. And that's why it's called Vereeniging. Coming together. Vereeniging means coming together. So
the bio did say that English and Afrikaans.
Yes. We're getting school.
Exactly.
Yeah. So they came together here.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. So when they came together, the English and the Afrikaners agreed. Right, the Afrikaners will now run the country and take over the agricultural sector of the economy, while the English takes
the mines
and the minerals and look after English interests.
Okay,
you know
they had an agreement.
It was an agreement here, so that's when they started building universities and all these things. These are the Afrikaners, but because we did what we did back in the day, helping the English defeat them, they now put us, like people, in concentration camps, which is now the Kasi.
Oh, that was meant for them.
Yeah?
That was meant for them.
Well, not that it was meant for them, but like it was a squinch. It was a revenge, right?
Sure.
Now it's your turn, because the stories of both Top Location and Sophia Town in Joburg, where black people used to have communities around the cities. They were moved from those things and put to Kasi. You know what I'm saying? So that affected us, and it's still is affecting us till today. You know what I'm saying? And guys, is nothing to be proud of in terms of staying. So I also want to take away the stigma of saying, I'm proud of. No, bro. Right? Kasi is prison. We're not supposed to be there. We are much bigger than that. I know I'm going off the topic, music and business, but I have to like bring context of
why you should get out of the ghetto.
Yes.
Why you should get out
and
of
make
the
it and stop the mentality of Bobene Plus, because I also struggled with it for a very long time.
Sure.
Being stuck in one place, but you know, I have mentors who, you know, schooled me as well to say, Ntwanaka, you know, Kasi, it's this, and you shouldn't wake up Kasi late. When you stay with Kasi, make sure you wake up early. Before you're 7,
you're out.
You are out. You are in town looking for the fish. I got chapel. I got Kasi.
Yeah, forget it.
You're saying Kasi mostly valid. If it's the people from Niger and they came here because of the economy, and when they are here, they are not going Kasi. They stay in the pubs. They never go Kasi in the pubs. I spent a weekend, the entire weekend, last year, with people from P2, with people from Northwest and stuff on a camp. So we're talking about this platform. They're like, yo, bro, we saw your platform. It's dope. It's clean. We're supporting you on that, right? And they're like to me, yo, bro, you gotta get out of Kasi, dog. Leave Val. Val, it's dry. It's really dry. So my question is, if Val is dry and everyone besides creative space, because if you need to grow, actually, you need to leave the comfort zone. Doesn't matter you're on corporate or you're on creative space. If you need to grow as a person, you need to leave the comfort zone so that you start challenging yourself. Right? So my question is, if it's dry, why people are still coming in the van?
No, the media space and the creative space is dry. But you must also remember Val economically, it was designed to be the industrial hub of South Africa.
That's why we have firms, no?
Exactly. So people who work in the firms are still well off.
They're good.
They come this side. They come this side.
They come.
If you're an engineer, you come to the van.
So, it makes sense now. In the media side, that's where it's like, get out, nigga. Get out. If you want mining,
exactly.
Your metallers, they are here. I get it.
Exactly. So one of the important lessons that I learned when I was at Vets Radio Academy is that when you're forming a strategy, there's this thing called PASTEL. Right. So PASTEL is politics, environment, social, technology, economy, and language. So those are like the most important factors you need to consider before coming up with a strategy of survival, whether it's business or individual. You know what I'm saying? So those are the things you need to look at. Okay, what are politics? What's the environment in the world in regards to the media or my interests? So that you know, okay, I know I need to move to Joburg or even overseas. And even, I mean, there are still my Bene Plus by Joburg. You know what I'm saying? So even after you've conquered Joburg, not that you need to conquer it, but once you've moved, you also need to move outside Joburg. You know what I'm saying?
Grow further than that. Don't become comfortable.
Exactly. Just that with the media space, in terms of learning the ins and the outs of media, Joburg is the place. There's a lot of radio stations, a lot of TV stations, production companies, institution to learn media or sound engineering. I mean, here at VUT, we still have like courses that can, you know, help you in regards to engineering, but like, they're not focused on media. On media, So I don't know if I'm answering your question.
Yeah, you have. You have. So I want to ask one question that everyone is dying to ask you. How do independent artists submit music on TV and on radio? Because we know if you signed by a label, the label is the one that is supposed to be doing the works for you. But then a lot of upcoming artists, they're taking the route of being independent. So as an independent artist, how do I submit my music on radio?
Look, submitting is easy.
Yes.
But getting played is not.
We're getting there. We're getting
because I honestly, I get a lot of music.
Yes,
and I'm on a community scale. So you can imagine people work on commercial radio stations or public broadcast. They get like tons and tons of music.
Massive.
So the trick is how to get played on radio, right? So with us, when I get to my office on Monday, I basically look for who's hot, who's before I look at my email. Yeah. So my email, I'll check it once I know what's going on.
Yes,
sure.
Yes.
I look if there's Komota there or Shebe or whoever's hot. I listen, and determine whether it will fit the target audience of the station.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And then from there, go to the charts, look at top 50s from Shazam, YouTube, what's the other? Spotify, Apple Music. And then basically that will sort of guide me to what's hot. And also another way of finding out what's hot, basically going out to clubs and and then you'll hear which song is popular. So there are different techniques of finding out what's hot. But once I have a picture of what's hot, then it makes it easy for me to know what to playlist. You know what I'm saying? So the difference between local artists and record labels.
Okay.
So record labels have the leverage of knowing the best technical people in the industry.
Okay.
So usually, independent artists, they usually know like 1 or 2, 3, 4 photographers to do their cover art.
Yeah.
1 or 2, 3 graphic designers. Where record labels, they know the best in the country. So what they do is they'll sign 10 people, right?
Yeah.
Use the best graphic designer for all 10 of them, spend like not a lot of money, and then test them out, right? So, and they also spend a lot of money on marketing. Because another biggest obstacle that independent
come across.
Musicians have is that they don't have startup capital. You know what I'm saying? So your cover art, mixing your song, mastering your song, visuals in terms of music videos, PR, getting you interviews on TV. Everything is money. You know what I'm saying? So because they've done it for a long time, they basically have like a template of how to market artists. So when artists go there, they work on top of a working template.
And they have access as well.
Yeah, and they have access and they have people that call radio stations all over South Africa, all over the world.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, Sony has offices everywhere of people calling
radio stations.
Radio stations. Did you receive this song?
Yeah.
Is it played? What can we play? Yeah. I talk to them more than local artists. And also there's that rapport between us where I can tell them, hey, Mamang's song is it's not work. Whereas with independent artists, they are still a bit sensitive about their material. You can't tell them, hey,
I must keep in check.
They're jealous.
Yeah.
So
something great.
So even communication between artists and us, there's that thick layer of trying. But I try and give local artists a chance to be interviewed, tell them what to do. Because also presentation is key. You know, once you give me a CD, a blank CD in a toilet paper, I can see what I'm going to hear here.
The image.
Somebody sent me a plain bio.
The positioning of the
Somebody
brain.
literally sent a plain bio. I'm like, okay, ne?
What?
A plain bio. Like,
how and you like?
Just
it's crazy.
one paragraph, ne? no picture, no nothing, no
name drop.
nothing. And I'm like, I want to work with you, but hey, how am I going to submit to him?
Yeah, because
they don't submit. I don't make the decision.
They need to be approved up there.
Exactly.
You need to go through the content department to submit. If the content department approves, you need to go to the music department. You get my point? And they just think with TI. If I know Umasi, it's gonna play. It's cool.
but it's not static with every radio station. Some radio stations choose to use like the content department to do certain things, and some like ours we use me to organize interviews and everything. You know what I'm saying? But the most important thing is that it's not easy for local musicians to penetrate the industry because of that lack of knowledge and information on how to market their music. So they'll record something and then come straight to the station. And it doesn't work like that. So what usually works is that once you're played on TV, so I'm going to give you like hints on like a young template of how to get played on radio stations. So what you do is, if you have budget, there are several strategies, right? And you can be creative, and I'll use other people as examples as well. But but a framework that works, right, is that you have a song.
Okay.
You make sure the video is dope. And how do you make sure the video is dope? Is at least spend at least 30 grand, bro. I know 30 grand is a lot of money. Yeah, but at least structure your career in a sense that you'll get your 30 grand through performances. Wow. So, but once you have 30 grand, it's easy to shoot a high quality music video where you'll have makeup on set, you'll have wardrobe, and art design, because those things talk to the production value of your music video. I mean, you see a lot of music videos. First 5 seconds of looking at the music video, you know whether you want to continue or not, right? So high production value assists music videos, songs to trend.
Yes.
But also, it's also a strategy that we all need to be careful of, because if you don't execute it right, it can kill your song.
Okay.
So basically, a music video can kill your song if you don't do it proper. I mean, even with big artists like your Questa.
Yeah.
I remember Questa at some point, he was so huge, but he dropped a song, Vurvai, and then the visuals of that song were about some superhero. They were not connecting with what they were saying.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's
like the video is high budget, but
it's
so
just thinking with the song storyline.
Exactly. Yeah. So you lose money as well that way.
Dang.
And then also there's a strategy that Oscar MBO, not MBO. Oscar Mbo doesn't have a lot of, I don't even know one music video. Maybe Yebo God or Yes God has a music video. I'm not sure.
I remember that one.
Yeah,
does it have a music video?
I don't know if it's a lunch or outside. This is the same song.
It is Yebo Goes. I
think there's a music video there outside. Yeah.
But look at exactly. Yeah. But Oscar's brand value is big without a lot of memorable music videos.
Yes.
But so how does he do it? Right? Yeah. That's the big question.
Let's get there. How does he do it?
How does he do it? He does it through photo shoots.
Yes. Yeah.
You'll find there's a lot of photos of professional photos of him online than music videos, than even the songs that you know of him. So basically, he gets bookings through
his image.
So it's like that's another strategy.
It's another strategy which is cheaper than a music video.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, but it also has to be structured. You need to pay everybody
in a right way.
Yeah, for that photo shoot to happen. So the money that he gets from his gigs, he reinvests in himself through those photo shoots. Right now, he's even doing for some big brand, right? So it's another cheaper strategy that you can do to get your... Because the main thing is about your brand value as an artist. Once you have a big brand value as an artist, it's easy for us, even when you submit, you're like, oh, Oscar's released a song. But if you're not known and you don't have a music video and you just release, it's hard for me to say, I listen to it, but
you're skeptical.
I also need like the numbers. If you're not known, you need to, the sell is harder. So you need to convince me why we should play a song. Because at the end of the day, we're also running a business as a radio station.
Why we should choose your song over Jacob.
Exactly. So we play songs that people like so that we can attract advertisers and make money so that we can also get paid. You know what I'm saying? So you need to make sure before you reach radio stations, you have like a proper package of how to sell your song to radio stations.
Would you say it's attainable though?
It is.
Question.
Cool.
It's attainable.
I think I have 2 questions.
Okay.
So, how important is it for an upcoming artist to be like registered performing rights organizations for some Borisa, Bukapas, and all of that, or actually radio play? And then another question is that do you guys track the ISRC codes or from Borisa in order to get like radio play for tracking of plays and sales?
Okay. So this is how it works, right? Radio stations, we pay a SAMRO license.
Yes.
So they take, I think, about 10% of revenue. Last time I checked, that's how it worked. But we pay SAMRO license so that it pays publishers and composers. And then with RISA, this question takes me a bit deeper into the music business, right? So
deeper.
So basically, a song, right? Rights for a song is divided into 2: the master side and the publishing side. So the publishing side, composing. You know what I'm saying? It's a form of a right, and also. The other one, the master's right, is the actual sound of the song. So RISA takes care of the master's rights of the song. So when you register your song with RISA, you should be getting royalties for master's rights through RISA. And then for publishing rights, you get it through SAMRO, right? But broadcasters, we pay SAMRO to handle the RISA and the publishing rights. Are you still keeping up?
Yes. Are you with us, sir?
So basically, that you registering with SAMRO and RISA, it's for you to get paid. It's not for you to get played by us. Do you understand? So now, whether your song is registered or not, if it's hot, I'll play it. If it's not registered, you're not going to get paid from it. You know what I'm saying? So, Sister Bettina, if a song as big as Sister Bettina, if it's not registered, you are missing out on a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? Even though we don't play it a lot because the clean version. So you need to understand those things when you are considering to get your music played on broadcasters and radio and TV.
Would you say it's advisable for upcoming artists? Ne? I think also it's my level of definition, the upcoming artists. Like, but you have a recording 500, 350, 150 and stuff, communication in connect somewhere, in a small room and all of that. Hence, I think it's not, it's like it's attainable, ne?
You're so personal, What's wrong, bro?
Maybe guys,
why are you fighting?
No, it's literally, ne? level in upcoming artists. Maybe there are levels in the lower levels. The middle lower. You know, whereby they get a lot of gigs, right? But they're still upcoming. So it's like those are people that have an opportunity to actually cook up something great, right? My biggest question was, is it advisable for upcoming artists to work hard towards being signed by record labels? Because I've seen that a lot of them are shying away from being signed because of the rip-off.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think the best strategy is not to get signed, but equipping yourself with knowledge. If you're not going to get signed, you need to know how music business works. You need to know how record labels do it. Otherwise, you need to get signed to learn on how they do it. I can give you an example.
Okay.
Artists like MT, you know, they've been in the music business for a while, but they never blew up until they were signed.
Sure.
And that's how they learned the business. It's costly like that because you'll get ripped off. If people notice that you don't know anything about the music business, you will get ripped off.
Sure.
But if the alternative to that is to do music business as a course, do sound engineering as a course, and all those things as a course.
It's like study this thing.
Yeah, study this thing. It takes time, but you will basically build a network of people. You know, you'll know a lot of photographers, sound engineers, people that you'll pay to get your things out. And to be honest with you, today it's so much easier to record. And recording starting small is not a problem.
Sure.
Yeah, but knowing how to start small is tricky. You know what I'm saying? Because you can start small and still produce quality content. But also you can start big and still
have work content.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So it's not really about starting with resources or not. It's about like having a proper strategy, a sustainable strategy through
quality.
So and PR is also important in music, marketing, and I don't know if I've answered your question.
I want us to go back to that conversation that involved Oscar MBO, right?
MBO.
That's the image of the artist. How important it is as an artist to ensure that your image is because before we listen to your music, before you perform, before you do anything, this is the product. We see you first. So I feel like a lot of artists, they're failing on that. Social media, in person, but then their music is good. They're not selling because of the image. So how important it is to make sure your brand image is tight, creative.
Any business brand image is vital. It's very important.
Yes.
But also what we also need to understand is remember I spoke about pastel. The environment that we in and the economy that we in regards to this music business, so that what you do is also sustainable. Today we can make music using AI. Do we really need artists? I mean, as a music compiler, I can make music. And if you submit your music, should I play your music? So also we need to revisit this whole thing of why are we making music? What's the role of music in our lives? And those things are very important, because if you know why you're making music, it's easy to navigate the industry. You know what I'm saying? And have a proper strategy, or you know what, this is how I'm going to do it. Image is important relative to your direction. You know what I'm saying? So I used Oscar's example because I just wanted to indicate that there are more than one strategy of building your brand value as an artist. Because basically in business, when you're marketing your product, it's either you're looking for brand value or sales value. So sales value is like you're making music to get booked.
Sure.
Or making music for your brand as an artist to be big. So let me make an example, right?
Okay.
You'll get people like the Paza, right? Paza shop.
Sure.
They're not big on brand value, but they're big on making sure they sell.
Yes.
So when they compete ka price. They'll tell you 5% off or sale ya bukana.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And then you'll get businesses that sell at a very high margin, like your Woolworths, but you are going to get quality.
Yes.
So whenever they advertise or they market their thing, they market their brand as Woolworths or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So as an artist, it's also the same thing. If you need to know what strategy you are employing whenever you make music or whenever you're marketing your music. Are you doing this to further your brand value or to get bookings?
Okay.
Then that way it's easy to know, okay, this
is what
one,
you're pushing.
Yeah, I'm pushing this one so that I can get more bookings. With the money of the bookings, then I can do whatever.
Okay. So are there any artists do you
direction.
think they make that decision consciously, so to say, now I'm making this music to get bookings? Why am I asking that? There's a lot, couple of artists from the Val, I'm not dropping names, who have been big in the Val since I was in high school. They're still big in the Val, and you ask yourself, why aren't you there, bro? Why aren't you there? You have been big ever since high school. It's almost 10 years later now, but you're still big in the Val, not globally or nationally. So do you think, is there any people who actually say, nah, I'm doing this to get money out of it, not grow?
Look, executing a strategy is another thing altogether on its own. You know what I'm saying? We look at Bene Plus, we look at marketing.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? But like also executing your strategy. You can want to be the global icon, but what are the plans in place? And what strategies are you executing to get there? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you are just going to make music, post, and then your music will end here. But the fortunate thing about the internet and the times we live in, if you execute your strategy properly, even when you're in the Val, you can still go global.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it's basically having a proper plan and executing it accordingly. Yeah.
The proper plan, I assume it includes management, right? A lot of artists, they're doing themselves without management. How important it is to have a manager as an artist, and what are the responsibilities of a manager? I know there's different managers. There's road manager, there's a manager that deals with the bookings and stuff. What are the roles of a manager to an artist, and how important it is for an artist to have a manager?
You know, the management question is tricky because that's where the money is at. Yeah. So if you are going to hire a manager and you don't know anything about management, you basically going to get screwed.
Okay. Let's start here. Okay. Let's start to what information should I have before I hire a manager, before we get to the importance of the manager, right? So we can break it down a little bit.
So basically it goes back to business.
Music business.
Yeah. Learning music business, going to school for music business. Because it will break down what the responsibilities of a manager is. So that also when you hire a manager, you know what they'll be doing for you and your brand. You know what I'm saying? You're not just hiring somebody and you don't know what they're supposed to be doing.
When they're not delivering, you can't even call them out to say when are you not.
You can't make them account. So knowledge, and like I say, today it's much better than back in the day. You can go online and learn how to be a manager and just ask ChatGPT, AI. So it's easier today to be a manager than before.
Information is literally at the tip of our tips, actually.
But one thing I've noticed that the easier things get,
the harder.
The harder.
Hi. Hey.
But yeah, it's look, life is great, and if everything was just easy, it wouldn't be as fun.
Sure.
So, now I'm happy we can access information for a very long time. In South Africa, information was very expensive and hard to get.
Yeah.
Especially about music business. Today, like I said, you can go on AI and ask it to draft a management a contract.
Okay.
Or draft a publishing contract or whatever. And you
Actually,
have a contract.
it does everything.
Exactly.
Yes.
So
yeah.
you don't need to even know how to read a contract. If somebody sends you a contract, you can just put it into an AI and tell it to explain it to you like a 5-year-old. And then now you understand the contract.
Yeah, and then you can go back to say, no,
Exactly.
come
Why?
back. Because a lot of artists, they're being ripped off by the contracts.
Yes.
And we mentioned MT is one of those. Sorry, MT, bro. You're the name that pop-ups a lot.
Yeah, Mare.
I have Fifi Cooper in my mind because I'm like, ever since Atlocha, from being managed or from being under an organization, she's just, okay, I can't necessarily say struggling, but it looks to our eyes, she's one of those struggling artists.
She's not as she used to when she was.
But look, guys, honestly, like the entire music business was structured to rip off the artists.
Yes. Now we have the knowledge, we have the AIs, we have the technology.
Yes.
How do we make sure good contracts work for us? Even though you're ripping me off, instead of you ripping me off 50% of what I own, at least how do I make it when I own of 30%?
You must remember, contracts don't start with that paper that you sign.
You negotiate.
Us talking and negotiating is we are forming a contract. Okay. So when you send me a message saying, hey, we need to work together, whatever, that's the beginning of a contract.
Yes.
And then I send you, here's a beat. We should work together on this. What? Meaning I own part of the publishing and part of the master because I did the beat.
Okay.
And then I send you. And emails do work in court. You know what I'm saying? So if anything happens, maybe I send you a beat, you record it without letting me know, you start selling, make millions. I can still go to court tomorrow and say, look, this guy, unropile. Here's our email conversations.
Yeah.
And then you can still win that money back.
Hence, it's important to always have a track of
what's happening.
What's happening. Communicate through emails.
So today it's much easier for agreements to happen. And what's crazier, we're going into an era of smart contracts. So smart contracts are contracts that are governed by machines. So in future, I will be able to make a song without a lawyer or anything. And then an AI agent or a machine will make sure everybody who's involved in a certain project will get their royalties worth of share. So things evolve. So artists and everybody in the ecosystem of media and music need to, upskill and upgrade, their understanding of the music business.
When you're saying that, I'm thinking people in corporate, should there be something like that would come, they're damned. But for people that are in the entertainment industry, it's actually a win for them because it's always them that are being ripped off.
Yo, you remind me of something. Just a few weeks ago, I was looking at this interview, Johan Rupert. You know him, right?
Yeah.
The owner of South Africa.
Sure.
The owner of South Africa.
The Ruperts.
the richest man in South Africa. And he was saying, because you must remember, if you're the richest man in South Africa, you see things before it happens.
Yeah.
So this interview was complaining that he's having sleepless nights because of AI.
Yeah.
So AI is going to change everything. So it's going to affect all his businesses, whether it's banking, whether it's manufacturing. So if it's going to affect his business like that, it also means an opportunity for us.
Yes.
Because now AI and in the internet and the technology is leveling the playing fields. You know what I'm saying? And like I say again, thank God to Mandela for taking the decisions that he took.
Yeah.
After 1994, he didn't want to take over everything, every aspect of South Africa immediately. You must remember, we were one of the last few countries to get independence in Africa. Other places that got their independence first before us, they basically lost the economy. You know, your Zimbabwe's of this world, your Ghana's, a lot of countries. You know what I'm saying? So because of their failure, Botata realized that look, we need to gradually take the country, and we can't do it without skills, knowledge, and school. So hence, after winning the 94 elections, they didn't put every black person in government same time. They wanted that smooth transition because that would have killed.
So that they learn as they go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right now we have more people who are skilled, black people who are skilled in South Africa, and it's easier now to run the government, even though we are not doing it. But we have more skills now than before that, than 30 years ago. So we are blessed in that sense that yes, we are still Kodikasi right now, but at the same time we still have Vumaya 250.
Doesn't work. A lot of people are complaining of Vuma, but doesn't work.
We have AI. You know what I'm saying? So it's easier to escape Kasi today.
It's all about how you look at it. Ne?
Yeah.
Do you see AI as an opportunity? Because I think a lot of us look at AI and like, yo.
As a threat.
Exactly.
It's
not
how
as
you
an
look at it.
opportunity.
To be honest with you, as a music compiler, it's perspective. I can either decide to look at it, and it's gonna take my job.
Sure.
Because in the future, we won't need a music compiler.
Yeah.
We can just have AI there that decides, okay,
that song is hot.
Yeah, the hot songs, get them. If you can't get them, send the email to whoever, you'll get them and playlist them like this. We don't need a person there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I choose to look at it like, you know what, maybe I won't need to be compiling. Maybe I can run my own station one day using the very same AIs. And with my knowledge that I've gathered over the years, I will have an advantage of instructing my AIs.
To say, this is how we go.
So I'll win. You know what I'm saying? So perspective is very important because you can decide to say, what's one? The AIs have won. Let me go back to Kasi and wake up at 9 o'clock.
Before you go a bit further, you know and understand history so much. Why? Because now you are from IT, you went into media. There's nothing about you that says law. There's nothing about you that says... Why the in-depth learning of
history?
Yeah.
No, my journey through TV. There's this show that we did recently called 30 Winds of... I think it's going to play still on TV, on SABC, 30 Winds of Change. We interviewed like prominent figures, like your CEO of Discovery, of Standard Bank, and Bosim Chabalala is a black man. He's earning crazy money. So just hearing their way of thinking and their perspective about lives, trust me, it will change you. But there's this one guy that we interviewed, Date Obi Mabena, Joel Komarada. So he's an ex-MK veteran. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So he's one of those people that went to Angola during
apartheid.
Yeah, apartheid and all that after 1976. So we sat with him for a number of days just to understand his story.
Yeah.
So after understanding his story, that's when I realized that, hey man, I don't understand like history of Mzansi, of Africa. You know, and the crazy thing is our African brothers and sisters know more about African history than we do. So I took it upon myself, like, you know what, if I'm going to improve myself, I need to know like history and put it into context. That's one person that made me understand politics not that context there TV or media, but to understand for us to be here today.
Where do you come from?
Yes. Yeah. So that's why I'm making examples. And there's a lot of stories that I can share. But like we won't have time to
we'll have a 5-hour show.
Yeah, but history is important in a sense that it makes it easier for you to put things into context and move forward. If you understand, like,
Speaking of TV, you worked with a couple of brands that you mentioned of air. So let's start with the huge one that most people they will remember, Bedazzled. How did that come about, and how was the experience to work with such a high-profile show?
Things just happen. Hey, to be honest with you, things happen. So basically, throughout my radio journey, I met this guy, and he's my friend today. We've been friends for over 10 years. Vince. When I was producing a show on VTFM, I met this guy who was into TV and video.
Sure.
So after the show, we hung out, we got to know each other, and then we became friends.
Okay.
So in 2017, I went to Vets Radio Academy. And then we learned everything, station management. But when I noticed that when it comes to sound engineering, they don't go in depth.
Okay.
So hence, I decided to further my studies in sound engineering because I needed to know, like, your mics, the difference between the mics, how it sounds, and all that. And through my sound engineering journey, I found other aspects of sound. Because sound is not just recording a song, it's not just radio. The sound for TV, the sound for events, the sound for airplanes. You know what I'm saying? So I had to decide, and then it looked like the sound for TV was quite cool. Plus, one of the guys we were studying with, he was already in that space.
Okay.
So he told me stories and it intrigued me. And one of the things that made me interested is the traveling.
Okay.
You travel with TV, like
radio. Radio you stay in one place. You become a Bene Plus de facto. But with TV, I got to travel South Africa, man. I've been to like some strange places. Near borders of I've traveled, but the most fun one was the Netball World Cup. So how I got to work on Bedazzled, Mo, there's this friend of mine, Mo. We met through another shoot that we were doing for Channel O Top 50. We're doing Channel O Top 50 for year end. We were traveling to Mpumalanga, shooting some stuff there. Mo was the photographer there. So I met Mo, and then he liked how I did things. And then one day he just called me like, "Hey, my man, we have a gig. Are you free on such and such a day?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Yeah, we're shooting Bonang, Bedazzled." You're like, "Okay," just like that. They're like, "Yeah." And I rocked up, and there she was. And to be honest with you, what you see in the papers is not what you
get.
She's chilled, man. She's chilled. She's not. She's aware, like how big her brand is, but she doesn't give you that
vibe.
I honestly enjoyed my time working with her. The show, I think, is gonna go on TV now.
It has.
It has.
It's even done. I think it was 6 episodes.
Because I saw this show on TV and on YouTube. Was it meant for YouTube first? Or?
So how it started? She was doing it out of her own pocket. When it was on YouTube. So obviously, once it gets on TV, it means the channel now is paying for it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Okay. So I think they decided to get a different production house because at that, when we were doing it for YouTube, it was Mo's production house. And Mo till 2000.
Is it?
It's crazy. In Joburg, it's like that. Hey?
And the oldest 2K is 24, eh? So you can imagine, Hori.
Exactly. He's run about that age. So Joburg is like that. Like, I've worked for a lot of production houses where the owners were younger than me. But well, you humble yourself.
Yes,
You work.
Yes, this
You
is
work.
work. But this
You know what I'm saying? I
this
call
is
them
rare.
say on set.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Baba Khotman.
All right.
Yeah, little 2 kids. Khotman,
Did
what do you need?
Yes, sir.
And like I think also when you the benefits of studying early, working early, is that you learn these habits of work environment.
Yeah.
So that when one day somebody younger than you employs you, outlook a street mentality.
One room. That time is your job.
It's your job and it's paying you. You know what I'm saying? So when you work early or when you start early working,
You learn.
you learn those things already. Hierarchy is important.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even in a set like this,
Sure.
hierarchy is important. I know you are the head, but
Mm.
yeah.
You never know. I never know. Maybe I'm hired myself. I'm just a talent. Maybe I'm just a talent. You
when Cubs and Pori, they say if you're paying electricity
I play the best.
and paying the food,
It's you.
It's you. The masters are yours, so it's your show, Baba.
Crazy. And how was the Netball World Cup?
That was the most fun experience that we spent 3 weeks in Cape Town.
Hey.
It was crazy. I was living in a hotel for 3 weeks in Cape Town. It was my first experience staying in the hotel for that long.
Yeah.
Usually when we go into hotels like 2 days, 3 days,
You're there for a weekend, you're out.
Weekend, you're out. If it's a stretch, it's a week. You know what I'm saying? But like practically living there, like even the staff knowing you to a point where they show you the ins and the outs of the hotel.
Okay. Like, guy, this is home now.
It's home.
You just relocated. You are here for the longest time.
Yeah.
But it was a fun experience in Cape Town. I enjoyed Cape Town for that month, for those 3 weeks. Even though it was not in summer, it was a rainy season.
Mm-hmm.
But like, it also changed me. Like, it just made me look. Sports broadcast is different from like your normal broadcast, your reality show or your dramas. I've worked on a drama, I've worked on a movie before. But sports broadcast is fun because you get to travel and you don't shoot the whole day. Hey, with drama.
You go again.
I have a question. So
Sure.
at that time, you were still working at Gucci, right?
I'm still working there.
Still
like,
working.
even now.
Okay, so how did you manage to like do all those things while still at the
I
same
mean,
time?
you make a plan, you must talk to your elders. That's why humbling yourself works. You must ask. Like,
How do you balance?
Oh, because you were
whole
gone
thing?
for a month, actually.
Yeah. But like, I spoke to the powers up there.
To say, hey,
You know,
Yazini.
You know what I'm saying? But like, you take your leave days strategically as well. You know what I'm saying? Because I know I have like side hustles. I don't take leave and just chill
Sure.
at home. So I work for a big project and then take leave and, negotiate, make sure my work is always on point so that, when you ask for leave, they're like, man, you've been struggling with this thing, But if your work is it's like done properly and you have leave days and you have side hustle, and it's also how you sell it to your bosses. You know what I'm saying? If you say, look, I'm doing this and it can benefit us like this, I'm going to get a certain, then they can buy into it. But if you are selfish about it and you're like, me, I'm doing my thing. And they might say, you must choose, So it's also humbling yourself, also communicating and all of that. But to be honest with you, working at VUT has been a blessing. It has been a blessing because it gave me time to reinvest in myself, I'm a staff member, but I'm reinvesting in myself through learning still, through, So it also depends where you work, my brother. So if you are working, no. Yeah.
Ke kopa no.
So you were telling us the difference between reality, drama, and sport, and you kept saying sports is the most job you enjoyed because you travel
Yes.
a lot. So which one you would say, I worked there, but I didn't like the working environment between drama and reality?
A reality, to be honest with you, a reality sometimes we can knock off very late. Yeah. I've done some Moja Love shows as well. It depends. It depends on the production house. Because with realities, sometimes they want to like shoot like the whole episode in one day because it's costly to shoot basically because you have to pay like the entire set, the wardrobe person, the makeup person, lighting, camera, us with sound. So that day is expensive. So with reality, they try and shoot like the whole episode all in one day. So we'll get there 6 in the morning and we're supposed to knock off at 6 in the evening, but you'll find us knocking off at 12. So we are 18 hours there,
Hectic.
And and they'll negotiate with you like, I'm fit, we don't have like
a
lot of money, so just
stay with us.
Just charge us for one day. We can't charge us overtime. So we constantly have to negotiate. But honestly, with reality is more like community radio. You learn a lot on reality shoots because they are not as big as your drama. Your drama, there's no time to be learning as much because
it's hectic.
We're shooting 16 scenes or 14 scenes in a day. There's assistant director, there's director, there's we are moving.
Know your job.
Don't tell us you are learning or you want to. You must know your job. Plus, assistant directors on drama. If you don't know your thing, they'll make you feel this. They'll even swear at you. Plus,
it's one of those incidents you went to look something for something that it doesn't exist.
Imagine somebody screaming.
And everybody's there because there are no officers to say no.
You're busy pressing there. It's not working. Who's this?
Reality. Is it sure the reality TV shows are scripted?
About to ask that.
Not scripted, but organized. See, script is story.
You need to follow this.
Even though it's word, it's not. Even though it's not word for word, but you're following a storyline. So how a reality show is produced is that the producers obviously know what they want. So what they'll do is they'll organize events or situations where two people that don't like each other, they'll meet up. Because you have to understand this way. We have to set up camera first. We have to set up sound and what. So it's going to be obvious. It's going to be like, now it's acting. So we get there, and then once everything is set, they'll bring these two people there, and then they'll direct them. Okay, we're going to be talking about this.
Okay.
And then while they're talking about it, they'll get angry or happy, and that's what they capture. Okay. But it's not like word for word scripted. It's just organized better. It's directed differently from your dramas. Even with sports is also directed, by the way.
Tell us more.
Yeah, sports is directed. You know OB, right?
Sure.
So OB is outside broadcast for people who are not in the broadcasting space. So with radio, OB, it's easy. We are just broadcasting audio. Outside. Outside. Broadcasting audio outside. With TV outside broadcasting, there's those big vans that they park outside the stadiums. Yeah, those things have cameras.
Yes.
A lot of cameras. There's assistant editors for slow motion. There's a huge team behind it. You know what I'm saying? So it's on the spot decisions. Or we are going with this. Cut to camera, mama. So it's different because the directors are sitting somewhere. They're not on the field directing the soccer match, but they're directing
What
how
to
it's
show.
yes.
Okay,
Whereas with reality, the director is there with people who are trying to fight. Yeah, if you even with Sizokuthola and what. The director is there. You won't see them. The director is there. If maybe Kolani is not asking the right questions or is not finding the drugs or whatever, the director will say, man, something is missing. Hold on. Whoa. Maybe we should squeeze this one a bit more. It's the director that makes those decisions. You know those before and after advert break on Sizokuthola. You know, like those guys, they find with drugs. They'll ask them questions. Oh, you're gonna give me the drugs? Ne? You must give me the drugs. Then they go on an advert break. When they come back, the guy's like, I've got the
what
drugs.
happened there? Which one was some bitchy or something? What these people before
The director was directing, we're not getting information. So they direct it in a way that they get information. Is it raining?
It's not raining on you. Okay, then we're rolling.
Plus, there are software to take out the rain from the audio. We're living in the age of AI.
So going back to the music and radio, we know on the streets, there are gatekeepers when it comes to music, specifically in this instance, radio. Would you say, have you ever been in a situation whereby motho batla ho patala for you to play his music on radio?
Yeah, it happens a lot. I have crazy stories when it comes to that.
If you receive like a direct payment, me you motobi, so we say like to a dinner lunch or invite you to like something.
And I've got a story worse than that.
I want.
Tell us.
I've been scammed, imagine.
Okay. By an artist.
But not really an artist, by a known person who has scammed other artists.
Okay.
Yeah. Who has scammed artists like Mzolisto just to give you hints here and there. You know what I'm saying? This guy, so he sends one of our colleagues that we used to work with to approach me.
Okay.
To say, hey man, we've got an artist. So now I know the record label. It's quite big and it has prominent artists. So they are pushing a new artist, right? So I don't wanna drop names. So they want us to play the artist on radio, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, no, give me his music, send me, press release, bio, artist profile, whatever documentation, so that I can see the person is listening to the music.
Yeah.
So I get the music, okay, it's not bad. We can playlist. And I'm like, no, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
We will definitely playlist this. It's not a problem.
Yeah.
And it's like, my man, you know what? I want him on high rotation. I'm like, no, I decide.
Already. This song is just going.
I'm like, dude, I decide who I know, and he knows because he's worked on radio before.
Sure.
Okay.
But he approached it.
Before we go further, for someone who doesn't know the lingo of radio, what is high rotation?
So high rotation, right? So I decide on how much a song should be spun, like how many times it should play on radio.
Yeah.
So if it's a very hot song that's out now, I can decide, okay, you know what, because it's on number one on every channel, let's play this 5 times a week or 10 times a week or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but it depending on the strategy of the radio station, who our target audience is, and where we are trying to take it as a radio station. Obviously, when you're a talk station, or if you are a hit station, it will be different. You know what I'm saying? So, high rotation just basically speaks on how many times
a song plays.
when there's medium rotations and also low rotations.
So you know what a song you play 10 times a week.
Yes.
Okay.
So I was like, no, but dude, I'll be basically marketing this song for you. And in marketing, you need to spend money for marketing.
Sure.
So when I say you need to spend money for marketing,
okay,
He's basically thinking otherwise.
He basically took it like,
wise.
I want Bayon. So it's like, okay, how much am I gonna need for this marketing thing? I'm like, you know what? I'd still have to verify with my superiors, but we charge you like 150 rands per play.
Okay.
If we are taking it as a marketing strategy for you guys. But obviously we'll have to discuss what your strategy is and then cost you accordingly. The guy's like, man, give us 100 per play. And that's when I got the feeling, right, this one.
It's coming with another thing.
Yeah, this one, we're not talking the same language.
Sure.
We're not talking marketing. I was like, you know what? I'm a man. No, let's forget it. Chigi. My superiors now. Yeah, you're getting money from these record labels under the carpet. I'm like, no, what money is this now? He shows me messages. I'm like, no, man, these people approached me as if they were marketing their product. And then I said, if we're going to be marketing your song, then it means you need to be paying us as a station.
Not
me. And I never took any money. So it got away, but like that's how crazy it gets. You know what I'm saying? And I was not the first one. The person even tried it on a national station.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying? So clearly now it's a scam. He's a scam artist.
That's how he moves.
So music business is crazy. People who were used to make money in the 90s are now scam artists.
The same piece you also scammed Uzola 7. How did he scam Uzola 7?
It's your research to make.
Yeah, that's your own research to make.
Another question, man. Since also we look at the requirements, what's needed for artists to submit their music on radio, email, we put it down there on the screen, so you can submit your music on that email. And then another question is that for somebody at Lena who's a beat maker, producer, or self-taught engineer who went to the University of YouTube, what does it take for somebody like me to do what you do? Like working on TV, working on radio, and all of that.
Basically, grow your network. Your network is your network.
It's worth.
So get to Josie. There are a lot of sound engineers, a lot of people who are like us, like-minded. There's a whole community there. It's crazy when you get that side.
You know when you think you know.
Yeah.
And when you get there, you're like, ow.
And there's a lot of us there. What's crazy is also there's a community there. You won't feel alone. Sometimes when you are in areas like this, you feel like you're the only beat maker or there's 4 of us. You know what I'm saying? So when you are in an area where there's hundreds, that's when you start seeing, man, this thing, we can actually make money out of this.
Sure.
You start connecting with them. You start talking about the house and the what. But try and always have a plan on how you are going to make money out of it. You know what I'm saying? So I can tell you one thing with sound, having your own equipment is very important. You know what I'm saying? Just try and get equipment and also learn, especially with the TV side, learn the lingo of TV, learn how things operate on TV. Obviously, that's after, but also since you're on the University of YouTube, it will be easy to find videos. But yeah, find videos, equip yourself with knowledge, go on AI if you want to ask questions, and then also network by going that side. You know what I'm saying? Network. When I started out, I started shooting student films. Yeah, like after the students when they're doing like their projects where they have to shoot their movies, 48 hours of what, and shoot them for free when I was starting out, because they at least when you are Tatazeli,
Nobody says anything.
Yeah, nobody says, "Yeah, what's this?"
You don't pay me, nigga. Shut the fuck up.
They understand. You're like, I came for free.
We're all learning.
You know what I'm saying? So that's how basically I grew my network, just shooting, student films and whatnot. And then, from there, you grow with these people when they become big directors, when they we are
at this place together.
Exactly. That's how basically Stellenbosch Mafia grew. You know what I'm saying? Rupert couldn't be the richest man in South Africa on his own.
Yeah. Sure.
He had to have other rich men around him, and they all met at Stellenbosch University. So that network is very important. And to be honest with you, today it's easier to grow networks because of social media and what. You just need to participate more.
Yeah.
Usually I do find your hits, but I prefer finding your hits. But my email address is Thabo.Ratsiane. You guys will.
Yeah, we will share it. I also have it.
Gmail.com?
At gmail.com, yes.
Okay.
Thabo.Ratsiane@gmail.com. And just usually just send me one song, not like the whole mixtape.
Do you need the song and like the bio?
Yeah. Basically, you're selling yourself to me.
Yes.
It's more of a presentation.
Yeah, it's more of a presentation, a song, a bio, press release, whatever. Just, I would say, work with PR students. We have PR students at VUT. They'll put a nice package for you. And then so that when I receive it, you are serious about yourself. Because I can tell when somebody's not serious about themselves. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So basically that's how you go about it. But once your song is on TV, my man will find you. And it's easy for us to play you.
But not hating again. But there are actually people, local artists in the van, right? They're on TV, we see them on TV. And that's that. What's going on? What could be the problem?
Yeah, it's their strategy. It's their strategy.
But you are on TV. You're on Trace. You are on Channel O. But I don't see that on you. And the numbers are not saying you are on TV.
No, let me tell you.
There?
There's no wrong. You must understand TV is perception, man. That's why some actors go into depression.
Yeah.
Because you are playing a millionaire with suits every day.
Yeah.
Different suits every day. Haircuts.
Fresh.
So, we end up believing you are that person. The next thing when you are buying Maguinya in the morning, like us, we're like, but what happened to this guy? And TV, it's a job like...
And it's seasoned, eh?
Yeah, it's like...
It doesn't push you to get more gigs. Doesn't push like you
goes
to
back
get
to
more
you
numbers.
again.
That's why it's all a strategy. You can use TV to get bookings.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So, but there are some people who just are actors or they're just on TV getting paid from that. They don't have a team where they can say, okay, now from here, let's do
what
this.
do we do with
You know
this?
what I'm saying?
Okay.
So they're on TV getting paid and that's it.
That's that.
Okay,
there's no team in place, PR in place, management in place to say...
For them as a personal brand,
yes. So for now, let's say now you're on TV, how do we direct that traffic to your gigs now? So what's lacking? It's management and the team.
PR.
Those people who are actually on TV, but the numbers are not numbering. I get it now.
You know what I'm saying? So
I get it now.
So TV is just a platform just like this. You know what I'm saying? I mean, some people will one day ask you the same question. I'm a man. We always see you on your podcast, but you're here.
You're working.
We are working. What's happening?
Where is your car?
You know what I'm saying? So it's really perception. It's how you do your things, my man, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know if I've answered you, my brother.
I have another question.
Okay.
The artist in radio stations in terms of maybe your radio plays compared to the major or national radio stations rather. So is it true available to when it comes to local radio stations?
As an artist.
Yeah, I'm happy if you are just being played on VUTFM, how much are you expecting?
Supposed to be many. Yeah. Supposed to be many. Like a lot of radio stations.
How you structure your marketing is everything. Because once your song is played on TV, you can now go on different radio stations. You can do a radio tour now. You go out in Santi. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
And now all the radio stations are playing. How much are you going to get? You know what I'm saying? But if you're just making a song in your bedroom and then you come to View FM, I will play you here and there. But how much do you want from me playing you twice or 3 times?
Then again, how are you capitalizing on that? The fact that you got your song on radio on VUT, how are you capitalizing on
After
that?
us playing it,
there has to be another one.
You know what I'm saying? So it's all how you structure your career, how you market yourself as an artist, how you market your music. Okay. So it's all interlinked. It's not just one thing.
To avoid all of those things, what qualities artists should actually look for when it comes to management? Because I believe most of those things, they are in management's hands, like your PR people. They are the one who know how your image is supposed to be like. They are the one who's going to put your bio together. They are the one who has to like manage your life. So for an artist, I do say, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10. So from here, I want to have a management. What qualities should I look when
now my biggest wish of how I want things to change in South Africa in terms of music business and artists and managers is your the guys that went to your multiracial schools and your Kasi guys must come together. I'll make you an example.
Yeah.
There's hip hop and there's Amapiano.
Yeah.
Ne?
Yeah.
Your hip hop guys are mostly your multiracial kind of kids.
Sure.
Kids that went to your, those fancy school, private schools, white schools. You know what I'm saying? And most of those kids were exposed to technology, computers, PR, doing things properly, after. You know? So, and then there's Amapiano, where people that come from that, they have the crowd, but they don't have the expertise like these ones by hip hop.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And right now there's that division. When you're a hip hop artist or musician, you're not given like okay, when you're a hip hop practitioner, you don't have the crowd, like Amapiano. And when you are an Amapiano practitioner, you don't have the quality like these ones. But there's no
the crowd.
So what I wish for Mzansi to work on is basically just bridging the gap between these two communities.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Using expertise from this circle to work for this circle and together.
It's like you have what I don't have.
Yes. Like I can give an example. TKZ. Hey, now I'm showing my age.
It's cool.
Yeah. TKZ, right? They went to a private school as a group.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So in the 90s already, they knew how to produce music using computers.
Yeah.
In the 90s. But they wouldn't have learned it if they all grew up Kukasi, most now. You know what I'm saying? But their sound was not international, was not hip hop, so they stuck to quite. So like they matched these expertise that they got from like
the schools
with the culture yakasi. You must remember, guys, South Africa is still divided into two.
Yes.
Like the rich areas and the kasi areas.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So these two communities. But they are divided. So we can bridge them basically using music.
Yeah.
That's how it can work.
Like how is it Denike and Mendoza united?
Exactly.
Both nations, white nation and a black nation.
Yeah.
After apartheid.
You know what I'm saying?
I was not there.
But what's nice about today is that we have enough skilled black people who are sound engineers like me, who can mix and master and record proper quality There's enough cinematographers. You know what a cinematographer is? There's somebody who makes sure when they're shooting a video, the lights are proper. You know what I'm saying? So we have a lot of skilled people who have risen through, like, as time has progressed in the new dispensation, in the new South Africa. So it's about just merging those who have learned with those that haven't learned, like, those skills, but have dreams and the know-how on how to get the crowd. Like these two communities, we sort of need each other to progress into one strong movement. Because to be honest with you, in Mzansi we have everything. We have other African countries coming here to shoot music videos, to record here, and their product comes out better than our product. So it just clearly shows we have everything here. We just need to come up with a way of putting it together, packaging it as South African. And this thing of thinking English, if you know how to speak English, you are superior to...
There's nothing like that.
Well, once we deal with that one, we can go far. Because right now... Because now there's that discrimination. Now, if you're in Joburg and you can't speak English, they're like, hey, Mukasi. Trust me, Nablaski was so most of the time. I get that. I want to go back. But also, to their credit, Joburg is very diverse. You get like a lot of people coming from everywhere. So how feature Joburg? You know. But also So once we fix those things of the inferiority complex, that's the thing we need to fix. And that thing also comes from the legacy of apartheid, of being suppressed and being put in Dikasi. Those who got out first, they wanted to be white. So that's why they speak English, they dress white. So, you know, if you are not like that, you're you know what I'm saying? So once we fix that, we should be able to, you know, go even bigger than we are. Come up, I believe we've hit international, but like it's only like few artists. We should have a tour. South African artists, like 10 people going to US at once, 10 people to Europe at once. You know, and the rest of Amapiano, the remaining 30 must penetrate Africa. You know what I'm saying? Because we have the skills, we have the everything. It's just us coming together. And we need to stop looking down on each other as black people. You know what I'm saying?
And start trying to figure out how to work together.
And just do it. We should love money enough to know English is
I love how you bring it home to say as Val people. Would you say there's a lot of ego in the Val as somebody that's in the industry? And
it's not just Val, hey? I mean, I also spend a lot of time in Pretoria. So even in Pretoria, there are people who are just famous in Pretoria. But they'll treat you like you are nothing. You know what I'm saying? Even in Val, there are some people who are just famous here.
But they're still like that.
Even towards me, somebody will play them on air, but like they'll still have that thing towards me. I'm like, dude.
Wait, they giving you attitude.
Especially for him, because now he has a lot of experience. You've literally been in all worlds, right? You know.
Not all, but okay,
like in terms of essay, right? You understand the industry, I'll say, altogether. It's more like there's little spaces that you haven't touched, right? Yeah, so it's like when you come back home, you still get that to say there are people, those ones that are big this side, do they still act like, you
know, let me tell you a crazy thing. A lot of people, I meet them outside the valley in Joburg.
Okay.
We don't meet here. And it's crazy. And like, we meet there, we do things there. You know what I'm saying? But these ones that we met here, that I met here, like, it's very hard to, you know, produce like a proper project. Because also, I don't want to work on a project that's going to die.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay. You don't want to waste your time on something. Basically. You don't see it grow.
You know what I'm saying? The reason why I'm here is because at least I know you've worked on radio.
Yeah.
You know, you have some knowledge of media.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I was like, you know what? They're doing their own thing. I'm going to go support. But if it was your first podcast, you don't know anything about nothing.
I just got the mics.
You just got the mics in there. Then it's hard. But there's a lot of Val people in Joburg. I bring up Joburg a lot because that's the space where I spend a lot of time. I know in Cape Town too.
Yeah,
you do get a lot of Val people and the mentality. And when we meet in Cape Town, it's crazy. You're at Habelala. Like, Cape Town and a root on a suit. Suit. Chaman, was valid.
Sure.
Then we meet here in the Val and nothing happens. But I guess also Jesus was not big in Nazareth. He went to Jerusalem to become who he is today. The reason why we know him today is because he went to Jerusalem. So then initially Beneplasi. Even Adam Jaja had to chase Adam out of Eden because of one of Beneplasi
go out.
So would you say these people who have like nasty attitude towards you, artists who are located in the Val, where does it originate? Is it because maybe they submitted music and you never played it, or it's just with I'm an artist, I'm bigger than you?
Not to be honest, I don't really care about the egos because I make my own money my own way, but they don't affect my, my. At
the end of the day, as an artist, a recording artist, ego is at the end of the day.
But I try and humble myself and work with everyone. It's just that, unfortunately, how artists feel about their music. You must remember, every artist feels already their song is the hottest.
Yes.
There's no artist that records a song and
this one.
So because everyone thinks their song is the hottest, there's that ego also attached to it because sometimes because I've been hearing songs the whole year, every year. This one is a bit mediocre. So when I'm buying kaka, I hate man. You know what I'm saying? People are not the same. So unfortunately, I chose this lane, and it's something that I'm willing to accept to Italy territory.
So do you actually give like feedback? I submit music, you listen to it. Do you give feedback to an artist to say, I listened to your song, work on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, or you just leave it like that?
No, especially the feedback I give is not work on what.
Okay.
The feedback I give, like, I got your song.
Yeah.
It will be playlisted. Or it will be considered for playlisting. Or we'll give you an interview. That's the feedback I give. Because now, if I tell you what to do, now I'm responsible for the outcome of the strategy. And if it doesn't work,
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
We take his I
still
complaining about
it.
Okay.
Yeah, so the feedback
it's always the positive one. Because we're gonna play your music.
Because at 1 year there was this artist who kept on releasing songs, and he's a prominent artist here, and then and I played the songs, but here and there, and then it was the year that Masedi came, Kapakam. And then Bakama drops.
Look who was hot when Bakama and Masedi came through. Then you get to who we're talking about.
that one is subjective because being hot is subjective.
Sure.
But Bakama came out and we all played. Bakama radio stations in the Val. You know what I'm saying? Because at the time it was trending on social media. You know what I'm saying? The guy took it personal.
Bakama strategy. You know how Bakama was.
So we've been submitting. We have this. this man, you don't play us.
Like you play the same song over and over.
Yeah, we practice. But come on, get okay. Now we are trend. Like alone, I trend this.
Is this happening in person or is it happening in person?
Yeah, it's happening in person because I met them. I met them. No, they are sending it, but we bump into each other in the streets. I could go to a pub, what, and they're performing there. They're like, here's this guy.
Sure.
They're like, we're not afraid. When I'm busy performing here, when you don't play my song there, but you're busy playing Pakama there. You know what I'm saying? So it happens, but man, it comes with the turf, man. So you can imagine when you're working for your bigger stations, the drama is even bigger.
And you can't play everyone,
man. There's a lot goes in there.
And 80% of the songs that I don't choose, most of them are work.
What's the craziest encounter you've had, artist? But not even artist of value general, but an artist in J, wherever you felt like it's a game. But the artist and it's a game professionally. If it was up to me, I wouldn't be doing this. I wouldn't be like handling the artist because of the way beats or thing.
No, the thing is, I don't handle artists, and also the advantage that I have is that I'm a producer first, so I make music first. So I've had drama with the artist before I even got to radio. The reason why I even but I took music as a hobby is because the drama that I've always had with the artist. I would produce a project, and then the artist would disappear. Then go perform, make all the money. And then once it dies out, then they would come back and then expect a free beat again. Like, Johnny, you are making money. Where's the money? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So because of that experience, when I got to radio, I sort of had a thicker skin. I didn't want to be used by artists because I left that side because I didn't want to be used. So when I got this side, I was like, I'm not going to be used by artists. But still, there are some other people within the ecosystem that you get to meet who will try and also exploit you, who will go behind your back and tell your boss, this person is not playing our music.
Don't play my music.
And then your boss calls you, why not you're not playing music from Mamang Records? You're like, I'm like, man, let me see. Man, we played this one and not this one. But why aren't you playing? Why aren't you playing every song? Like, no, how can towards my job?
Yeah.
This is not your radio station.
You know what I'm saying? So there'll always be people who are trying to push beyond what they're getting. So now my job is just to follow the mandate of the broadcaster and just stick to my lane. But yeah, I get a lot of those, but it's the job that I chose. At the end of the day, I can't cry. It's, you know? I'm getting paid at the end of the day.
The hill you're willing to die on.
Guys, I'm sure it's 2 hours now.
We've pushed.
That's 2 hours.
And another thing that I would love to share is that you must have guts to stick to your passion and guns.
Yeah.
Because it does get to us at some point. So, especially when you see your peers who did engineering or IT being millionaires. And you start second guessing your talent and your decisions that you made.
Sure.
I mean, I've had friends who said, my passion doesn't pay. Why are you doing? Why are you doing what you're doing? Or even girls that wouldn't want to date me because they feel entertainment.
And you left IT, eh?
Exactly.
You left money.
I left IT for media. They feel like, when you've ruined your career, your life. There are prominent artists that died broke when you're going into the same thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like they're saying you don't have a future.
Yeah.
But because if you believe in the higher power, you must always stick to your guns. And not to be honest with you, I'm not earning a lot of money.
Yeah.
But I'm happy.
You're doing what you love.
I'm happy. I'm doing what I love. I explore the world. I wake up and listen to music.
Yes.
Imagine you wake up and go on YouTube and see what's hot. And you get paid for it. And you get paid for it, and travel and meet important people and ask them questions.
And grow.
So yeah, but it takes guts, and also not also forgetting that the family structure I have. Big shout out to my moms and pops.
Sure.
They made sure I had this courage to explore what I loved. Initially, they were not happy that I left IT for this, but I think they're starting to see the light. And I'm not completely gone from IT ever since this AI thing came back.
Yes.
Because IT is easier now.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, wait. Maybe I can go back to making my own game again. Yeah? So my dream of making my own games is still there. It was locked away. I actually threw it away at some point, but it's back. So expect games from me in the future.
What are you currently busy with before we let you go? You spoke of back to the city, behind the scene. I was still busy with that, or if it...
Yeah. Back to the city is happening next month in October. Yeah, I'll be working there with my colleagues there. Big shout out to Joint Pusher. Joint Pusher is the one that got me into like mainstream sound.
Sure.
When you say they are gurus in sound, that guy's a guru in sound. He does stage sound. He does sound for TV, for radio. He's worked on He's worked on the guy. Yeah, he's one guy I feel like, whenever I'm with him, I'm still learning. You know what I'm saying? So he's the one that's, it's important to have mentors. You know what I'm saying? He's my mentor, and I worked for him sometimes. But basically, that's one of the projects I'm working on, and also reality shows here and there. I'm freelancing. There's a new reality show that I can't disclose the name of, but that's going to start next month. I'll be pushing. I'm also planning on having my own production company, still organizing, the lights, the cameras. And an IT project, a very big IT project that's going to solve a lot of questions that we've spoken about. Since I'm back on the IT thing.
Okay. Our last question, right? Our last question, and I think he answered it. If you could go back in time to give advice to the little Thabo there, what would be the advice for the assurance? You said you're going back into the gaming, so you say to the little Thabo, boy, we're gaming again, Dwana.
I would say gaming. Stick to it.
Yes.
I wasted my time with Mjolo, to be honest, guys. Mjolo is fun, but hey, you're just worrying about other people's children when you are young, when you're a child yourself.
You should be worrying about yourself.
You should be worried about yourself. So I feel like, and drinking as well. So I think I wasted a lot of time with drinking, Mjolo. And I could say gaming because, hey man, I get like gaming like a lot. Like,
you're a busy kid. Gaming, computers is for nets. These people, if Mutowa game, auto gamer the entire thing. So when you were gaming, you were boozing, you were
get high.
But all those things, they wasted my time. I feel like maybe if I did gaming, and then stuck to my books and courses, I would have pushed. Because with drinking, drinking wasted so much of my time.
And money.
Ever since I stopped drinking, I'm reading books now. You know what I'm saying?
So it's like now you're investing.
Now
in
like
yourself.
I have time to myself that I never knew it was there.
Sure.
Because when you're drinking, when you are not drinking, you're nursing a pabalas. After nursing a pabalas, you are recovering. You have no time. You know what I'm saying? So
produce beats that are not gonna get paid.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So right now I have time. I even meditate. Man.
Wow.
Okay.
Imagine. Have you ever sat in silence for like 1 hour straight, 2 hours straight?
I'm trying to train my mind to do that.
Exactly. It's not easy.
Silence the noise in your mind.
And have it concentrate on one thing, not overthink, not try to solve the world's problems.
Even sometimes, if not even because concentrating your mind to one thing is the advanced stages of meditating.
Okay.
First steps is just sitting in silence. You know, like after 30 minutes, you start wanting to look at your phone. It's difficult.
Yeah, it's difficult.
You know what I'm saying? But like after a while, you know, you get used to it. Now I can drive from here to Pretoria with my radio off.
Yeah.
Yeah, just me, getting to know my thoughts, myself. Because you can be your own biggest enemy. You can,
Yeah.
You can sabotage yourself.
A lot.
Big time.
A lot.
And also, you get to like certain positions, but you can't penetrate.
Sure.
You are your biggest enemy. The other side you don't know about yourself keeps blocking you because of its own reasons. And when you haven't done like enough research about yourself to know, right? When I start having these thoughts, I must just, ignore them. So meditation helps with that. You know, when I start getting these thoughts, I
feel like it's also, I feel like it's so easy to get such thoughts, especially when you're in the entertainment space. I regard corporate as the easiest to maneuver because everything is straightforward, right? Challenging, but straightforward. With entertainment, there's nothing that's straightforward. You have to keep on knocking and knocking and knocking. And remember, the jobs are seasonal, right? So now you're working, all of a sudden you're not working. Now you're relevant, all of a sudden you're not relevant. There's always somebody everybody's doing the same thing that you're doing. I think that's just the thing. And it's just a matter of now, how do you stay different from the rest? It's crazy.
No, look, there are a lot of people who work in the corporate space that also do dumb mistakes. Who are not thinking. Yeah, a lot. Some I know personally, you know, he's serious at work, but once knock off, he does mistake. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So it's not really about corporate space or informal space. It's really about, now I would recommend when you are young, work in a corporate environment because it teaches you that thing of respecting hierarchy.
Work ethic.
Yeah, work ethic, hierarchy. You know, hierarchy is so important, guys. When you have a boss, please treat them like your boss.
Yes.
They're not your friend.
They're not your friend. And also,
treat them like your boss.
Even if you have a good relationship, they're not your friend.
They're not your friend. No.
Messages.
Yeah, start answering messages. Just
with your sir.
Let them be the one to say, it's fine, don't call me Sam.
Sure.
You can call me Thabo.
Yeah.
Don't just start saying, hey, Timan, Mama, and they are paying you or what. You lose a lot of good opportunities like that, and you won't even know where it's coming from.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
what you say is that is something you have noticed in your working space, because now, especially in creative space, we see Ama 2000 occupying a lot of positions behind the scenes and stuff. However, some of them, that's their first job ever. You know, they straight from varsity, then they get to work in a creative space. They never wanted to corporate like us to have those bases. Is it something you picked up there?
To be honest with you, I mean, there are different paths, and everybody's an expert in their own journey and so people who, I mean, if you are young and you start off in a creative space, good for you. You know what I'm saying? As long as you start young, even in the creative space, you learn hierarchy and important things, because obviously when you get there, you find older people who are experienced.
You humble yourself.
It will be easier to humble yourself and all that.
But it's
the only problem is starting when you're old.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you see, when you're starting because
You've
bad
learned
habits.
Yeah, you've outgrown quite so much.
Yeah, and even when you are directed or no, man, fix 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Your brain says nah.
Yeah, your brain says no. Even when you're doing it, you know, we can see you don't want to do it. So it's those small things that I feel like when you are young, you need to do. Volunteer, even if there's no work. I started off with volunteering at VUTFM.
Yeah.
3 years straight, no pay.
Yeah.
But because at least I come from a good family, they could still feed me.
Yeah.
Sure.
But at that time, but like, Yeah, man. Yeah. But I guess that's how it is, man. I feel like had I just worked on myself when in my 20s, throughout my 20s, just focus on studies, I think it would have been much easier later. It would have been easier to focus on Mjolo in my 30s.
Yeah.
But like you say, there are some people that start old and they embarrass themselves.
They go back. That's it comes back, Baba. You're supposed to be building a family. You are here twerking at the club. Because you skipped a certain phase.
But it's choices we make, unfortunately. But yeah, I don't regret much except that waste of time that I did. But again, I learned a lot from those experiences. Some jolo, I don't know if I learned a lot from drinking. I don't know. But games, I'm still a big gamer.
Okay.
If I become a millionaire,
it's gonna be through gaming.
Yeah?
It's gonna be through gaming.
No, I'm gonna spend a lot of time. I'm going back to spending a lot of time. I'm not gonna work just for the sake of becoming multi-billionaire and like I keep working and I don't enjoy life.
Sure.
Now if I reach the point where I'm comfortable, I have a family, I have, things are going well, and I can afford to not work. I'm going to go strictly back to gaming. I'm not working now. I'm playing games for
it's my time now.
Go fetch the kids, whatever. But like that's the ideal world. But I still enjoy what I do. It still feels like I'm having fun still. Although there sometimes with TV, especially. The hours sometimes they are crazy. But like once you're there, it's fun.
You forget that you're working. The importance of doing the things you love.
The importance of sticking to what you love and sticking to your guns.
But you mentioned that it's important to have mentors. So Neki Kupela, can you please mentor me?
Live on the spot, you can't say no.
No, it's because you're camera. We are recording. Because we are recording and you're the one that's pressing record there. I'll say yes.
I'm not gonna lie. I figure out language pay. Like you inspire me so much. I feel so inspired right now. Get to see in your presence.
Thanks, my brother. Just keep pushing. But also like just try and invest in yourself via audiobooks. Not today. To be honest, my biggest thing right now is audiobooks. I've done so many audiobooks and they've helped me so much with just navigating what I do now and just trying to find the way. I'm not saying I'm there, but like I can see the light,
right there.
And mentoring right now in this day and age is not as hard as back in the day where you always have to be in my presence. No. Right now I can just send you a link here, YouTube, your book, and then you spend there another week, and the next week I'll send you 2 more. And then ask you questions. What did you learn from this book?
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? But there are fire books out there. My favorite being How to Win Friends and Influence People. Dale Carnegie, that's a masterpiece. The Alchemist.
I don't like The Alchemist. I feel like it's overhyped. I don't understand it.
You don't understand it?
Yeah, now that you're here, with The Alchemist, because now the way I took it is you are literally reading about somebody that's trying to find treasures, and it's just a consistent thing of searching. And I'm like, yee, guys.
Exactly.
What's the fuss?
Exactly. So, so The Alchemist basically, just to ruin it for your viewers, The Alchemist basically is about the guy who discovers that the treasure that he's looking for is within him.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? So it's also a lesson, reaching for your dreams.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Getting out of your comfort zone.
Yes.
Because the story...
He traveled, eh?
Exactly. Because the story starts off... Because the story starts off when this guy used to work for his father, and he kept on having recurring dreams of a treasure under the pyramid of Egypt.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? And he kept telling his father, man, I keep getting these dreams. And the dad's like, man, win. So when his dad passed away, he was stuck with the livestock from the farming that he did with his father. But he decided to sell the livestock.
Okay.
Ne? After leaving the farm to go look for the treasure, the first person that he meets with, not the khomo, it was sheep.
Livestock, yeah.
So livestock. So the journey starts there.
Okay.
So he goes through the whole book. You'll be frustrated.
Yeah.
You'll be frustrated reading that book because he from one problem he gets to another one.
Exactly.
The whole book.
Yeah.
Problem
Exactly.
after problem.
And then, but what's nice about it is like at the end of the book, after finding the treasure, it was not the treasure he imagined.
Yeah.
Sure.
But he realized he's the treasure because of going through that whole journey. So the important thing is the journey.
Yes.
And this story is also spiritual because it's also the story of Adam, the first man on earth. Adam had a direct connection with God. He used to walk and talk to God every day.
Yeah.
Until he lost the connection through eating Eve's apple. No. But yeah, so basically, the only way to reconnect with God again is through taking a journey via Eden. You know what I'm saying? So after leaving Eden, he had to go through that journey. So the story about
The Alchemist.
The Alchemist is basically about that your way, the only way of reaching that connection again with God is through taking a certain journey. And that journey comes through dreams. So ideas. So another thing, AI won't be able to replicate that. So AI will be able to replicate system 1 thinking, which is subconscious thinking, and system 2 thinking, which is conscious thinking. System 3 thinking, I couldn't know Trinity, the whole Trinity.
Yeah. Sure.
So there are 3 levels of intelligence that every man possesses. So the third system is the supernatural or supernatural intelligence, where you get messages through your dreams, your intuition, your gut feeling. AI won't be able to do that. So that's why a man will always live. But basically, that book summarizes that also a journey of manhood. For you to be a man, you have to go through those frustrating things. That's what builds you.
And that's what shapes you.
I'm going to go read it again with a different... Because I'm like, no, guys, please stop saying The Alchemist is a thing. It's not. I've been saying it after. Literally, because I'm like, we are just overhyping it. And now it's like, okay.
But also, I think it's also a man thing. Because as a guy, we struggle with finding ourselves, because with and I think you will agree, when you're a guy and you haven't gone through your journey, it's like you're invisible. No woman looks at you. Women only see the greats. If you're great in soccer, if you're great in whatever, that's when they start seeing you. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of us, we struggle with that thing of what's my purpose?
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? So what the Alchemist is trying to basically show everyone or highlight is that thing of taking your journey through listening to your dreams. There's some people, that forget their talent. You know what I'm saying? And talent is just a message from God, like, man, this is your journey. When you have to just listen to it and follow it. There are some people who discover their talent at a very early age.
Sure.
There are some people who discover it later.
Sure.
But the important thing is to discover it. So Runa as guys, see, women get their value naturally when they're young, in their 20s.
Yes.
You are good looking, you can find a husband.
Yeah.
You are good for life. You are saying, us.
You have a half a meter.
Us. You have to work for your value as a man. You have to work. So the Alchemist basically addresses that. For you to find your value as a man, you have to take a certain journey. And once you've achieved your journey, now you become part of the greats. Because one thing that it highlights and that it puts out there is basically you're not to your greatness.
Yes.
If you chase for greatness and you sort of achieve it, man, you will be seen without you wanting to be seen. You don't have to post for you to see.
They'll know with us.
We'll know we are great. You don't have to post. But so those are like my favorite books. But there's a lot. The Richest Man in Babylon. It teaches you about finances. There's so many gems. You know, I've quit alcohol for close to 3 years now.
Sure.
But since then, like I've done like close to 100 books.
Yeah.
But like audiobooks are easy because
you just listen.
Yeah, you just listen and you can listen for one book. If it's long, you can listen for 3 days. If it's short, 1 day. So
doesn't it require a skill? Because I feel like I struggle. I can't even listen to the Bible.
Is it?
Yeah.
Can you listen to radio?
I can, but with a book it's different because I think it's literally that thing.
The voice.
It's
like it's like you're reading a book.
Okay.
Exactly, but now it's not even your voice; it's another person's voice, and it give voice a Google,
AI or whatever.
Yeah.
But like, I think it also depends how hungry are you for new information. See, if you are hungry for new information and you want to learn and better yourself, then it won't be boring. But if you don't have a vision or if you think you have arrived, you won't see the need of doing an audiobook. You know what I'm saying? So it's all mindset. It's all perception of life, how you see things.
Starts with self.
It starts with self. But once you're hooked, you're
gone.
You're
addicted.
There's a lot of gems out there. All the best. I'll support. Make sure you guys are consistent and you guys will go places. I will try and assist you in the future with whatever I can.
We'll call you for the names. We'll call you. When we need someone, we'll call you. You know.
I don't know. We are together. Yeah, definitely. But thanks for the invite. I had fun.
We had fun too.
2
hours ago.
It's been 2 hours. Let's
switch.
From me, I think one thing about this interview, it's more of learn. Don't forget to network while you're doing it, you know? And it's literally that to say whatever time you have, literally learn and invest in yourself. It was literally saying that go learn whatever it is that you have, learn and invest in what you have. And believe me,
skills.
And don't stop.
Don't stop. Stick to your guns. Once you decide, this is my path.
Sure.
Most importantly, don't forget yourself in the process. Because remember, he said, growing up, he did all these things, but he forgot to give time to himself.
Sure.
I'm allocating this time to myself. We're always chasing the next thing. How many times do you sit down and check up on you?
Sure.
Before someone else check up on you.
Exactly. Right. Mental health is a huge problem. The reason why people go into depression and what is precisely because of that. You don't spend time on yourself. And you know what I'm saying? So let's take care of ourselves. And I had fun, man. let's do this again sometime.
Thank
Danko,
you.
we'll call you. Definitely do. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe, you like, you share, and you hit the notification button. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also comment, resonate on social media. We are out.
And then I was a booze.
The camera.